Hey everyone, this is Alice Bowl from ScrapHappy, and I'm really excited to be here for our February episode of Scrapbook Live because I have a lovely kit. Now, what I've decided to do is or have one kit here and pre-order the next one, and they were so fast at getting out to me. I actually have two kits here, and I actually looked on the dates on the package to make sure I opened the slightly older one first. I don't know, like that matters, right? I've got a lovely kit full of yummy scrapbook supplies to play with, and I'm excited. So I had a peek last night, but I haven't dug into actually all the things. I just kind of had an idea of what's in there. So we've got everybody arriving. Terry says, I'm doing load, and you have so much trivia about the Wizard of Oz. I know, it's been amazing. I've been having so much fun. When I had researched the topic to do it, I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, cool. That's so neat. And I can't 100% say that every single fact that I've said is 100% true. I use sources like Wikipedia, guys. So very well researched, let's just say. But yeah, I've kind of hunted around, found some of the best, coolest rumors and stories about the show. So that's been really fun to kind of dig into that as we explore the daily prompts. So today our daily prompt is based on I'm melting when the Wicked Witch melts. So our story prompt today says Dorothy rescues the Scarecrow from the fire by throwing water on him, and the witch melts when the water lands on her. What melts your heart? So I like to take this idea and kind of spin it into a story that we can tell. And then for technique, use a water element or shiny or glossy embellishment on your page, trying to kind of open up the idea of what you might want to do. So with load, you can choose to do the story prompt, you can choose the technique prompt, you can do both, or you can decide, no, I got my own project and do that. And so we've had a mixture of all of them. Okay, so now let's talk about, can you tell I'm super excited? It feels like ever since we did this, I think my January one was a little earlier in the month. So I have my kit here from the Wild Hair Kits. If you're not familiar with the Wild Hair Kits, it's a custom curated kit club. So not so much as a club, because you don't have to sign up for any kind of term. You just order the kits one off, one at a time. I order one every month, so I can do this, and it's really fun. And so when you're filling out your style profile, there's different pictures that you look at to kind of say, yes, I like this, it's not really my style. She just tries to get a feel for what you like, things that you love to have and you use all the time when you're scrapbooking, and things that maybe you don't. And so this one says, we hope you love this kit, which has some new pattern papers from Heidi Swap's Color Fresh line. Guys, this is I ordered this before I went to Creativation, believe it or not. And this has the Heidi Swap Color Fresh. If you don't know, Heidi Swap is one of my very, very, very most favorite designers. And this is one of her brand new lines. So super excited. We included gorgeous sequins. I love them. Metallic phrase stickers, as well as some faves, enamel dots, acrylics, and bright colors. Enjoy your crafty besties at the Wild Hair Kits. Enjoy your crafty besties. Yes, good English. Okay, so let's have a look at what is in my kit. These sequins are lovely and beautiful. So this is a collection called Hot Pink Passion from Spiegel Mom Scraps. And just look at the collection of sequins that are in there. Oh my gosh. So much fun. We got people here from all over the place. Brielle is in Seattle. Ruth is in Michigan. Misty's in Vancouver, Washington, not BC. Tina says she's in Oklahoma, and Terry's in South Dakota. Yay, we got people from all over. This is super fun. Also in here, there is a little bit of thread twine floss. Let's go with floss. And it is in a lovely hot pink, which is good because I just went to the dollar store to buy some floss the other day, and I'm not kidding. I tried pulling it, like, you know how you can like pull the threads apart? The whole stuff just literally fell into pieces, and I was like, it's not supposed to do that. Oh yeah, here's some of the stuff. I don't know if I can do it now, like, but like it literally just ripped apart, and I was like, oh, so I was hoping to sew with it. Yeah, and like I don't sew. The fact that I was going to sew was already a big deal, and then the floss falls apart. I'm like, no, that's a bad omen. Like, moving on. Moving on. Okay. Oh my gosh, these are cute. So from Freckled Fawn, there are some heart enamels. And I have to say, like, I love these Freckled Fawn embellishments. This is the first time I've had them in one of my wild hair kits. So, but they are not a first time I've had some. Let's just say there might be a few here in my cart. Hi, Alice. Happy crafting from Allison. So a little card. Ooh, these are fun. Ooh, man, she's like totally hit on here. So there's acrylics here from Bramble Fox. And I've had at least one, maybe two other acrylics from Bramble Fox before, and they were lovely. So I'm excited as we pull them out. Look at these words. Super. And it has little stars right in the P and the R. That's really fun. And then the hooray also carries on with that star theme. And then there's a yay. Oh my gosh, they're so bright and colorful. I love that. Okay, let's here, I'll set them over here because you can probably see it if they're here, right? Lay out some stuff. Okay, so there are some, oh, these are cute. Some little puffy stickers from Dear Lizzie's collection. I don't know which collection it is because it's not the one, I don't think it's the one that's out right now. Super cute. So there's rainbows and cactus. There's a llama. There's a giraffe on here, guys, and it's the cutest thing ever. It has like little glasses on. So look at these puffy stickers and look at that giraffe. It's so fun. There's like a little earth with a smiley face on it. So it's adorable, really cute, and fun colors. It's perfect to go with what I'm seeing for colors here. Ooh, and some glitter enamel dots, and there's some shapy ones on here, and they're from Chamel. So I love those. I do not have these, so this is fun. Yay, Vicky says, yippee skippy, I made it. Hello, everyone. Yay. I'm so glad that you're here, Vicky. Heidi Swap stickers. Yay, these are nice. I love like some of the ombre on them. Okay, so let me show you. Because I literally did not peek, just so you know. Like I'm like looking, like I kind of peeked to see what was in, but I haven't looked. So we've got some numbers on there. We've got some different things. And like one of the only things that was like kind of a, I don't know, this quirky surprise that I saw in this Color Fresh collection is that there's some tigers in it. And I thought, okay, but like look how cute the little tiger is in there. And so there's some journaling spaces. That would be good. And there's a little bit of gold foil on this collection. So you can see some of the pieces have some gold foil. Yeah, and there's kind of like ombre look on some of the cards. But yeah, that's nice that there's actually stickers that have somewhere you can write on. Because I find that sometimes you just need a little space. Yeah, I'm sorry. I sent out a bad link today, I think. So takes me to YouTube. I think I had done the YouTube video at the same time. So yeah. We'll have to just say who makes it will make it, and we'll carry on from there, I guess. I'll send my apologies in the next one. Oh my gosh. Oh, these are so nice. So we've got some gold puffy, like thin words. Oh, thank you, Teresa. That would be great. Yeah. So I try to get all the links, and I don't want to take time right now to say, oh, let me send out another email. So together, ours, family, belong, home, and discover. So cute in beautiful Heidi Swapp writing. Okay, so let's get to the papers and then let's get on to the scrapbooking. So from this Color Fresh collection, look at this paper. Oh, it looks like I watercolored and I don't have to do the work. There are 2 pages in the word thicker, says Brielle. Is there? There is? There's another. Oh, there's just hiding. I thought they were on the back, but they're not on the back. So there's another page that says gather this story daily, loved, and adventure. Okay, let me pull it out so we can see. There. There's the other sheet of words. Yay. So 2 sheets. Thanks, Brielle. Okay, so this paper, and then on the back is some pink with some dots. And then from the Dear Lizzie collection, there is this little pyramids, triangles, funky kind of thing. And then some kind of minty teal with kind of dashes. It almost looks like Morse code, you know, with the dots and dashes. Just saying, I wonder if it spells something. I'm like wondering if she did something like fun like that. Be like, love, 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 love all over your page. Wouldn't that be fun? In secret code. Sunny Days collection. Ooh, this is the new Maggie Holmes line. So the Sunny Days with the camera. But what I really love is this. Look at that fun matte paper, and it's like on a navy blue. So that's really fun. Then this is from the Color Fresh collection. It has this lovely stripe on the one side and some fun numbers on the other. And then here we have from the Dear Lizzie New Day collection. There's this yellow stripe. It's a nicer yellow than what I'm seeing on here. It looks a little greeny to me. It's not green. It's like nice lemony yellow. So I don't know if you're seeing it like more green like I am. But, and there's some okay, thumbs up, likes, you know. Oh, that's fun. Really fun. No sounds, says Elizabeth. What am I doing wrong? I'm assuming everybody else could hear me because I haven't had anybody say yet. So can someone type in there if she maybe pops out and comes back in? Sometimes that can fix any sound issues. Teresa says that she can hear me, so yeah. Heidi Swapp, more stripe paper. And then we've got some little kind of, they look like little sunbursts kind of on the back side. Oh, I love all these colors. Dear Lizzie New Day collection. Look at the arrows. And now arrows are one of my absolute favorite embellishments. Yeah, Terry says, go out, come back in, enable the microphone. And then you can put yourself on mute too. Like, that's totally fine. It just, Elizabeth says, it's totally me. I just can't figure it out. So she's going to give that a try. So yeah, some funky triangles. New Day. We got some Brave Spirit paper, it was called, from the Dear Lizzie collection. And look at those little cute feathers. And then finally, a lovely stripe, black and white stripe paper. Misty says, I love the feathers. That was from Dear Lizzie New Day collection. And then on this side, where there's some cut apart sheets, and it's like, Mom, I Am Mom. It's called I Am Mom from Echo Park. So there's like cut aparts, and they say, Mom hustle. This mama is powered by coffee. It's just another manic mom day. Love that. You don't have to be perfect to be amazing. Ain't no shame in my mom game. We can't both look good. It's either me or the house. I pick me. How about that? I pick me. A mother's hug lasts long after she lets go. To be honest, I'm just winging it. Life, motherhood, my outfit, everything. This is so good. I got it from my mama. You're the mom everyone wishes they could have. Cool moms drive minivans. It has like a little minivan on there. Okay, so that's super fun. Yeah, so Brielle, oh, she's on the phone. Did you try hitting the volume up? Like sometimes if you hit the volume up. No, you can join on a phone. It should work. It should work on a phone. She can try with an iPad. Oh my gosh, it's not supposed to be this hard. It's supposed to be easier. Okay, we're gonna move on and we're gonna get scrapbooking. So when I saw that there was Color Fresh in here, because like I said, I peeked, but I didn't look at the kit. When I saw that there was Color Fresh in here, I thought, okay, two things. I'm gonna make a pocket page later on today, so we will do that. I missed that, like what, the last 2 months I think I didn't make pocket pages, so I did not finish off my 2018 pocket pages. I'll have to go back and do that. But yeah, so here we have a picture that I printed with me and my hubby, and I printed it black and white. I don't do black and white pictures very often because, you know, I like lots of color, but I thought that might be so perfect to have the black and white here. Yeah, it's an okay picture. Vicky says, great picture. My husband is like the fastest blinker. He's like one of those people that he always looks like half asleep in the pictures, because so he was like trying hard to like keep his eyes open, and then his eyes kind of start to water. So it's like this comedy of errors trying to get pictures done with him. Brielle says my husband has that problem too. Yeah. So yeah, there's our picture. It was good. There was actually one where he looked a little bit better, but our heads aren't together. So like we're kind of like here and here rather than here and here. And it was like, okay, but this one just looked more intimate, and I just like that a little bit better. And of course we're just doing this. This is me doing a selfie of us, right? Like this is not like some professional photo shoot. This is a selfie in our living room. I'm like, it's Valentine's Day and I don't even have a picture of us. That's what that moment is. So yeah, so we've got some good words, and my prompt, going back to the prompt, I kept it handy, was what melts your heart. And I'm like, you know, Valentine's photo, something about my husband and how he's the sweetest. So the story that I would like to kind of share on here is something about how, you know, he's not the gift giver. He's not the guy that does like those big grand gestures, but he's that guy that he does big grand gestures in other ways, right? Like he came with me to Creativation and filmed the videos. That's definitely not for him. That was all about me. And I think what I need to do is another page where I have all the photos where instead of looking at the camera, he's looking at me. Like that's another page that I need to do. So note to self. But yeah, I feel adored when, you know, when we talk about stuff. Oh, yay, Elizabeth. I'm so glad. And thank you so much, Brielle, for helping to do the troubleshooting. Like big applause, because that was great. So here we go. All the stuff with the picture, and hopefully the background's not super loud. My furnace just kicked in. I don't know what the temperature here is today, but I'm going to guess cold. Oh yeah, it's minus 16 Celsius. Let's see. That's 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. Ooh, I added on to my storage thing. Can you see this? You can just see the edge of it. So behind my printer here, I can pull it forward. Here, I'll try this. Pull it forward. This is my new storage thing. It's like from Close to My Heart. You can kind of see that there's stuff. I used to do Close to My Heart, but of course they came out with this after when I'm not a consultant anymore. But it's like this stack, and you can like put different elements onto it and stack it. So I just added some new stuff. And look, now I have a spot for my trimmer because I'm always like losing it on my desk. So that's fun. Okay, so when I went through this kit, I was super inspired by some of these papers, and we'll use some of them for layering. I think I'm going to use this for a background because it looks like I colored a background and it's like already done. and that's really fun. So that's going to be my background, and then I need to create some layers to go behind my picture. Oh, what I should have done is pulled up my sketch for today. That would have been really smart, because then I could have used my February sketch. I'm just going to look at it really quick and see if it's applicable. ScrapHappy, go to the ScrapHappy site. So it's for members only. We have a sketch challenge every month, but I did just post a blog post on the ScrapHappy site, and we talk about the January sketch. So I share the sketch on there, and then we had a bunch of the gals that made pages using the sketch, and you can kind of see how everybody interpreted the sketch, and I kind of walked through the steps of it, and so that was really good. So if you go to the ScrapHappy site and click on the blog, the most recent post that you should see there will be the that one. Oh, I didn't add an image. That's funny. I forgot. Yeah, but we're going to use some of this stripe paper because you gotta. That's great. I think we'll use some of this black and white stripe too, or maybe we'll use the arrows. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, little feathers maybe. Oh, I love yellow. Okay, I just like these papers so much. She did a great job. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to use the map today, so I'll put that one to the side. And I think if I'm using this stripe, I won't use this stripe. I could use numbers. I could talk about our years together. That would be good. So keep that handy. So maybe layering. This color isn't really great to me with this, but the feathers are great. So we'll see what I need for layers as I start hucking this thing together. And let's go back and have a look at the sketches. Oh, here we go. Okay, so my sketch actually had 2 photos right now with stuff all down the side. I could do a page like that, but I don't think I like the framing look of this one. However, this other one would actually be good. So I'm gonna look and see if maybe I can pull elements out of my January one. So if anybody wants to follow along, the sketch that I'm using is on the ScrapHappy site, and you can actually see it because it's in that blog post. So just go to scraphappy.org and then go to the blog post, and I'm going to use the January sketch. So I'm actually going to use a sketch. We haven't done this for a long time, guys. And if you'd like to see it, here, let me take this. So can I make this bigger? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so this was the sketch that I'm going to use. This is the January sketch. You can kind of see it's like kind of a column. It's kind of a column down the center. Teresa said, I'm amazed you can scrap and talk. Well, we'll see how good I am with that. Some days I'm better than others, but it's kind of a column, photo right in the center, and then there's some layers across the top. We've got the title split into 2 like sections, and then there's a strip across the bottom with some journaling at the bottom as well. So we'll see if I can kind of recreate that, and excited there. So I wanted to use this and I want to use this. So looking at this, I wonder if I want to do this as my background and then layer this over the top. Might want to do that instead. No, I think we're going to stick with my first idea. Okay, now I've already lost my trimmer. Let me not put it away. Yay, Leela's here. And right now, so she finally got it. I'm so sorry, guys. Apparently I can't do links. I'm incompetent with some of that. I try. I really do try, I swear. Sometimes failure is real. Ooh, I just love all these papers so much. Okay, so looking at this, I need like this not super narrow, but a band that kind of goes down the page. So I'm just gonna cut this to like what, maybe 8 inches. Let's grab this thing here. Oh, right. I was going to turn this on and record this so that I can play the process thing. I've kind of got this down to a little bit of a science finally, because I've literally, okay, so I've filmed every layout that I've made this month. I just don't have them up yet because I haven't had the time to process the videos, but I'm going to do that next month as I try tackling Calvin ball. So that should be new and fun. So we go to the camera and flip it around. So hopefully I'll do this one and get this one up quickly so that we can kind of see from that other perspective. So that should be fun. And maybe one time I'll get adventurous enough where I can figure out how to put this up on there. There is a way, but it's a new thing. Leela says a whole new layer of Calvin ball rules with video. Oh my gosh, no. I wouldn't go crazy on people. I'm not I'm not that bad. Okay. So there we go. We'll hit the record on that and that will be fine. Okay, now I wanted to see, I think I want my strip to be, I don't know, like 7 or 8 inches, maybe. Let's go with 8. I can always make it a little narrower if I want. Yeah. No, but I should be able to have time during Calvin ball because, you know, I don't spend 100% of my day scrapbooking. Wouldn't it be fun? It's funny because all of the scrapbooking that I do during load, and maybe if you guys, if you want at the end, I can show you the pages that I've been making this month. It's been so fun. With all of the pages that I've done this month, it has been amazing with how much, like, you think that you would kind of get burnt out, especially by the end of the month, but no, instead it's like, oh, good idea, good idea, good idea. All the good ideas are kind of sparking right now, and I've just been having an amazing time doing all of this scrapbooking. So, oh, that's funny because my photo's opened because I plugged the camera in. Okay, so I need a frame. If I stick this on this as a frame, I think that would be good. So how big of a frame do I want? Maybe 6. Okay. I'll just cut that in half. About 8. Okay, and great. So it's a giant frame right now, but I want to put another layer in underneath it, I think. It might be a little bit too big. Just looking at this right here. Might make that a little smaller. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. And I don't know if I'm gonna get the stripes on here. Oh, my strip at the bottom. Am I willing to cut that whole page just to give myself a little strip? I don't have enough. Oh, yeah, no, I don't have another strip. Maybe. I'm kind of that person. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. So on my example, it has like a strip across the bottom of the page that I'm using. And yeah, it's, okay, so which one am I willing to sacrifice? I don't want to ruin all these cards because some of them just made me laugh so hard. So I think I'll sacrifice this side over here to make my strip. And I'm just kind of cut a 1/4 inch strip off of there. And I guess I should cut this to 12 inches. It still has the branding strip on it. Okay. So, ooh, yeah, this is looking good. So this is too big though. So I'm gonna trim that down. I don't know exactly how much, just I'll take off a 1/2 inch and I need more. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so that's my base. I think I want to map my photo though to make it like pop off of here. So I want to have it matted with yellow, a little extra touch of yellow on there. I kind of do like that. Or have a look. Oh, yeah, I could always use some of that with my layering as well. I think what I'll do maybe I'll try a white matte first and then see if I like that. So I have to grab a piece of cardstock. It's just over here. Okay. Leela says, wow, Alice, the layers are really great. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I have to say, like, I love the sample layout. If I had the layout sitting here, well, and we'll be sitting here, all I have is stacks of layouts all around me in this room. It's insane. But if I had the sample layout, I would pull that out and we could see. Okay. So I cut myself a little thin white mat just to go behind the photo because it's going to pop it off of this black. I think I like that. I think yellow would have made it complicated, but I can use the yellow with some of the embellishments. So this is kind of the base. I'm liking the look of that. Now I just need to think of extra embellishing. So I think I'm going to use some of these little pieces for sure. And then of course we'll add in like the little floopy things. But look at how fun these words are. And I fell in love with them when I opened them. So I think we're going to have to put them on here. And it's just, they're too good. Together, family. Oh, there's a belong and there's a together. And if they're, and then I just need a couple little words that say we belong together, and it would be super cute, right? Okay, so I'm gonna use these as embellishments on the page, but I'm gonna use this kind of as my title. Just looking at this, let's pull some of this out. Okay, so in the original sketch that I'm pulling from, there's some elements that come across the page up here, and that's that seems to work really good for me. And that'll give me some area to add some of these little fun pieces. So, if I had, yeah, it'll be wider than that, but that's okay. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick the photo layer together, and then I'll be able to layer other things in here too. And I'm using a tape runner from Glue Dots because people seem to ask a lot, like, hey, what are you using for adhesive? It's a tape runner from Glue Dots. So it's actually like a tape runner, not like the actual glue dots, but I really like it. I find it easy. I like the size. Holding it is nice and small, but yeah, it seems really good. And I like when I stick something down, it's not like 100% permanent yet. It kind of like gives you half a second to fiddle with it, which is good because it seems like lately I stick things down before I'm really 100% committed, and then I'm pulling things up, and so it's really nice that I can have that flexibility. And I have to say props to Glue Dots. A big shout out to them because they sponsored some prizes for our load challenge, and we had packs to give away with this plus a refill plus some sheets of vellum stick. They have these vellum stick sheets. And they disappear like magic, like behind the vellum. Like it's the kind of adhesive that you always wanted for vellum, but they just didn't have before. And they had made some before, but it wasn't as strong as people needed it to be. So they've redone it. Leela says, oh, I need the vellum adhesive. Yeah. So what day? I do know what day. Here, I can tell you because I have it all listed. Glue dots is day 19. So be sure to comment on the day 19 because then you can get a sample of that. So, there. So this is good. This is good. I think I will stick my background column down the center. And there. So I was saying earlier how the prompts for load have been super fun in trying to like looking at the little background stories. And I don't know if there's a film that has as many background stories as The Wizard of Oz. It's amazing. Leela says, how often do you get a wild hair kit? I order one every single month because I use them for here. And so just to be clear, I pay for the one that I use. Like I order it, I pay for it myself. And then Allison from the Wild Hair actually will give one away during this event. So that one is sponsored. She gives that away. But the one that I'm using, I pay for. And I just think that allows me to say, I like this. I don't really like this. Obviously you can see that she has nailed my style. I do order frequently, and she does have the benefit of watching my videos if she wants, and I know she's watched some of them for sure to kind of see how I'm using the kits. But yeah, it's been really fun in getting the kits. Always something fun and surprising inside. Last month she had given me the cut file, so I did this one right here and I used the cut file. And I don't have an electronic cutting machine in my room anymore. I used to have like an older Cricut and I just decided I'm not using it, so I sold it and all of the cartridges, and I had a lot. But yeah, I sold it, and for like a steal of a deal for the gal that got it, but it was good for me because I just wasn't using it. It cleared up space and it left me space to reach into new crafty areas, right? Yeah, so that was kind of good for both of us. I love it when that works out. And then yeah, so when I see people using all their cut files, I always have like this little bit of like, oh, I really want to do that, but I kind of hate the cutting out part of them. So I did just find, like, of course, when I'm doing load, I'm finding all these things as I'm like rooting through my stash. I found this paper pack that I had from Pink Paisley, and it has some cutout sheets in it. And I'm like, oh, I get some fun to do that. Tina says she does an awesome job curating from the profile you fill out. Yeah, that's what I have found 100%. Like, you know, you're and like, I don't know how she does that, because I would find that a challenge to be like, oh, this tells me exactly what to send a person. But I've had a lot of fun playing with my kids. And like, have I 100% loved every single item? There's been a few that are kind of like, you know, maybe. But like overall, the fact that there's so many things that I love, and you're not making a commitment. It's not like you're, you know, signing up for months and months. You order a kit and see if you like it, right? Like if you like it, you order another one. And like, you can always go and pick your own stuff. But as you saw with my kit, all of the pieces, they're not necessarily from the same collection, but they pull it all together so that all of that stuff works together. Like literally every piece that I had in this kit today could go onto this layout. Something from all of that works together. So that's really fun. And, you know, for people that say, I'm color challenged or I have a hard time bringing this together, that can be really helpful. Teresa says, I plan on trying out the wild hair kits and request some of the new items coming out. I just canceled my regular monthly subscription to another kit because I was getting too much stuff. Yeah, and I think this makes it manageable because, you know, if you don't need stuff every month or 6 months, 2 months, like whatever, you can put your order in. And yeah, like I said, it's not a commitment. Okay. Long together. Oh, that's going to be on my page. Okay. So let's add this. Oh, I'm forgetting some of my layers up here. I think I stuck some things down before I should have. I think that stuff won't be too permanent yet. Long. Okay, so I'm running this off of the edge here because with my other word, it's gonna also come off the edge. And I'm gonna add the word we just with like little gold tiny letters or something. Might have to go to I'll go to my stash to find some of that. Okay. Good. Now on the sheet, there's actually like a whole bunch of little hearts and stuff too. So if I want to pull more of the gold up higher on the page, I have some of that on the sheet. So that's really fun. Okay, now I've got to worry about the stuff up here. So on the original page, there was a banner that kind of went like kind of banners or flags or something sticking out from behind here. It's fine. I should be able to tuck the stuff under. Misty had said that she used the old vellum dots and they worked for her. Yeah, their new sheets are like so invisible. I was really impressed because, you know, I've tried the hide it behind this embellishment kind of adhesive thing and like all of the little adhesive gymnastics to try to make your vellum invisible. And this was the first time that something was like so easy. Okay, I think we're gonna pull a piece of this yellow to make little bits of banner for up here, and then I will fill the rest in with this. Oh, do we have someone that's talking that wants to say something? All good. Like, please do. Please do. Okay, let's see. Maybe 2 inches or so. Yeah. There we go. I cut an inch off of there. Can always do more, but okay. So this, if this comes behind here, kind of gives me a flag banner thing. Technically, it wasn't like a flag banner on both sides. I had like little flag banners, so I think maybe I'll make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm gonna flag the ends of this. And then I will layer up on this. Okay, so let's see here, cut. So if you're making little banner ends, if anybody doesn't know that trick, cut from the center and then cut from the corners to the end of your thing, and you make like these lovely little banners. Okay. Okay, so that's gonna come back in here. Well, that's good. I've pulled a little bit of that yellow, and then this is gonna get partially covered up too. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I thought I was going to use this for journaling, but I don't think that that's going to have too much journaling. So I think what I'm going to do is use some of these little postage stamps. Oh, I was going to say I could use a thing, but it's our 22nd anniversary this year coming up. We've been together for 24 years. I could do a 24. That would totally work. Because got some numbers on there. And here's the story. This or that, best day. That's fun. There's a this or that on here. It says circle your favorite out of the 2. Sunrise, sunset, mountains, beach, lazy day, busy day, summer, winter, relaxing, adventure, sports, shopping, takeout, nice restaurant, music, podcast, social media, or reading. Okay, so let's do a couple of these this or that. So just type in this. Sunrise or sunset? Okay, so go ahead if you want, you know, if you're busy doing your crafting, go ahead. So Brielle says sunrise, and Misty says sunset. Allison says sunset, sunset. So from Elizabeth. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Tina says sunrise, sunset. Now I have to say, I happen to have, this is a sunrise photo on my desktop. Yes, it's slightly colored. I played with the colors a little bit, but it was kind of like almost like how it felt. It felt like over bright and amazing. But even though I have a sunrise picture, I'm totally a sunset girl. I would probably have seen like more sunsets than sunrises too. Let's be real. Leela says, "Oh, I'm so not a morning person." Sunrise is too early, says Elizabeth. Yes, I understand. Okay. Okay, and I'm adding these little words. I'm kind of playing with where the little words can go. Sorry, I know this is like right in the way. And let's see if I can move it a little bit. Okay. Tell me if that makes the sound terrible. But it's got a nice long cord on it again. I had problems with my cord. It broke. So we had to get a new cord for a little while. It was like super short. So I've got the little playful bits. I think I'd like to have another little bit of something. Okay, so that was sunrise, sunset. We'll do one more. Summer versus winter. Summer or winter? Which is your season? Let me just say, I'm looking outside at that snow and I'm like, summer, baby, summer, give me summer. We hear a lot of summer, so we don't have any winter gals in the group, hey? That's all good. And don't feel bad. Kimberly says winter. I love it. I love it. We've got some winter lovers out there too. I'm trying to fit like one of these, and I really like this one, but it's almost too tall. Oh, maybe I can cover part of it. Ooh, of course this is February, and that's the part that I'd want to cover. I can do this one higher. Oh, that looks better anyways. Okay, look at me, like learning how to work with my stuff. Okay, so this, I want to put this on pop dots, I think. So grab some foam tape. And what I'm gonna do, okay, so I recently, I wrote an article that was in the January issue of the winter issue, I think, of the Retro Hit magazine. It's an online scrapbooking magazine. And oh, Kimberly says she's winter, but she's in Miami. Okay, we understand. Your summer is too hot, so you like winter because it's like perfect, like everybody else's summer. That explains it. Okay, so that's gonna go on there. Oh, I need another little piece right in here. What color? Smile. No, that's the same color. Beauty, love. I don't have orange on here. I don't really want to put some orange on. I think that would be awkward right now. Oh, and that green is really, really green. It's funny when you kind of don't use certain colors that are part of the same collection, it can still feel like wrong. Ooh, I know, I can use this little frame. That will layer in there really good. Okay, so we'll tuck that in there. That's good. I'm gonna take, okay, so I was saying, Okay, so I wrote this article. It's in the Retro Hit magazine. And then Andrea Gray, she's the one who writes at Retro Hit Mama. And when I asked her what kind of pen she uses in her book. And so when she responded, I was like, oh, I don't have a pen like that. So she said that she orders hers from Jet Pens. Well, then I went on the Jet Pens website. Avert your eyes, people. I tell you that Jet Pens website has like all of these amazing pens, and you just kind of want to play with them all. And so I ended up with these 2 packs. I ended up with this pink or magenta pack of pens. It's like a sampler kind of thing. So you get all of these pens in this one color line, and then you can see if you like them. And I also ended up with them in kind of like this teal aqua color. So on my display rack here, yeah, right here, this is all pink ones, and these ones down at the bottom are all the blue ones. And of course, like I had fun like writing with the pens and kind of seeing how nice they write and stuff. But just give you an idea, that's how many pens I ended up with. So it was crazy. I got all these new pens, but it's kind of great because now that I've tested them, I'm like, oh, I can get just the perfect shade of pink. Yeah, the sampler was fun. Pens that were like, yeah, I would never have been able to find in my hometown, let me tell you. I was able to get, so super fun. So I think I'm gonna use the blue, one of the blue ones, and I can kind of look at this and say, ooh, that would be the perfect blue. I kind of have them in order for now, like that'll last. But I can circle the word February on here. So that's kind of fun because this has like all of the months on it. So I've just kind of circled that on there. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick that on there. That's good. And I'm gonna have to find those little gold letters. And I'll add my like, you know, heartfelt, lovely journaling afterwards because it's super painful watching somebody journal, let me tell you. Or it would be super painful watching me journal. Oh my gosh, when I was doing load this month, there was this one page and I knew what I wanted to say, and then I made the page and I wrote right on the background paper. Mistake number 1. But yeah, I wrote right on the background paper, and then when I looked at my journaling, it just wasn't complete. I kind of wrote the words too far apart, didn't give myself enough space to really say all I wanted to say, and I looked at the page and I'm like, it's not good. I need better journaling. So I ended up taking some of the same paper and splicing it together with new words and stuff, but I couldn't get behind some of the stuff, and you can see the seam, and I was like kind of heartbroken over the whole thing, but I'm like, let it go, move on. It's not important enough to be like worrying about it. Okay, there's like these cute little postage stamp stickers on here, and I'm totally gonna use a few of these to kind of cluster on this other side. Because they're super great. And just for reference, oh yeah, my page does kind of look like the sample, although I have gone with some different word kind of options in the way I'm going to place my words on the page. So, you know, it never turns out exactly the same thing, but it can be really fun. It's really funny because a couple of these stamps, they say forever on them. And all I can think of is my forever.com account. Like, forever. Oh yeah, forever. I think I need one more. There is like, okay, there's an ice cream cone, a llama, a tiger. I think I'm going to use like one of these. No, I'm going to use one of these. I just love this little giraffe so much. I wonder if I can put him on my page and live with that on here. Or if that's gonna just feel awkward. Like, why did you put a giraffe on there, Alice? Good question. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna fit, but there's a cute little rainbow and that can go on here. And there is, oh, there's like another rainbow. There's a, oh, there's a cute feather to go with that feather paper. And then, let's see. Why is it okay for me to put like butterflies on a page when I can't put a giraffe, even though I love the giraffe? Don't know. Okay, but maybe I'll do something fun with him because, you know, he just is so cute. Okay, let's pull out some of these. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna get my sequins on the page, but everything else I think is like going on this page and it's like feeling good. Let's see here. Ooh, yellow. I think I need a little teal heart here. Okay. Oh, turns out I didn't stick this paper down, did I? Oh well, it's stuck down behind my other layers. I'm sure that'll be fine. I'm just curling up the ends of my banner a little bit with my fingers. I kind of like that look where you get a little bit of texture in there. And let's have a look here. I got some green, I got some yellow. I just need a little tiny one right there. I think I need something right here. Oh, let's pull out a little blingy thing here. I like these little, there's hearts and stuff, and the hearts are fun, but there's like these little magical little shapes at the bottom. They look like little, I don't know, fairy dust or something. Yeah, putting a little bit of fairy dust on here. I don't know what the actual shape is. If somebody knows, like, you know, the proper term, like, go ahead and tell me. Be like, Alice, not fairy dust. Oh, that's good. I think I need like one more little thing right here. Like the puffy. Oh, there's an arrow. I do like using arrows. Okay, so that's good. That looks good. The title is not going across the top like on the sample, but that's fine. These are going to go here, and yeah, I'm going to stick it across there. I need the little gold letters that say "we," so I'll be right back. Where are they? They're solved. Okay, these will work. Okay, so these are little gold letters. Actually, in this pack, there's gold, there's bronze, there's silver, there's copper and silver. They're cute. I'm just going to add that right in here. And the E. Oh yeah. Okay, adhesive. Let's stick these babies down. And let's get... Okay. Amy says she calls those shapes twinkle stars. See, that's good. Okay, this little adhesive on there. Now I've got it kind of going across 2 layers of height, but I think enough of it'll stick that it'll be fine. worst case scenario, I have to put some different stuff behind it so that it props up to one height, but I think it'll be okay. Super. Yay. Oh, and I think I need a little bit more gold on here because I'm feeling that this gold needs to come up to the top a little bit more. Okay, so that's that. And I just need a little touch more gold. So I'm gonna grab those letters paper and I'm gonna grab a couple of those hearts. Let's see here. Okay, that's better. And then I just need like one in this little cluster right here. There, so that's good. Okay, let's see. So it's stuck down here. Good, staying. I think that'll stay, that'll stay. Okay, so other than my journaling, that one didn't stay. This is real life. Don't move your paper until it's all stuck down. Give your glue a chance to stick. Okay, so I will hold this up in a second. And Elizabeth said, whoever hid my adhesive, please return it. I want to scrap. It should be right here somewhere. Oh, I can so relate. I can so relate. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. So in the meantime, how about if we do a draw? Anybody want to win a free kit? Sounds fun to me. So what I always do is I grab my phone and I pull up a random number generator. Now right here in the group, we have 26 people. Woo, this is awesome. 26 people in here. So we are going to pull up the random number generator. And one of those people is me. So 25, yeah, sounds good. Random number generator. So 1 out of 25. So min 1, max 25. Going to generate. It says 20. 20. So I'm going to go to the bottom of the pile. That's 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Tiffany, you are number 20. So you are our winner for today. So congratulations to Tiffany. Tiffany, can you please email me at alice@alicebowl.com and I can write that in the group. Oh yeah, I do have a thing. It barely reaches over here, but I'll write that in here so that you can see alice@alicebowl.com and just say that you're the February Wild Hair winner. And I will send that off to Allison and yeah, make sure that I have everything. And Vicki, I am checking on yours because I do know that. Oh, Brielle says, I think you just sent that to me. I might have, because for some reason it's up talking straight to you. So let me try that again so I can send it to everybody. Thanks, Brielle, for telling me, because like I'm really good at this stuff sometimes. There we go. So that's that. Okay. It's showing for everyone. Okay. Oh, it says from Brielle to everyone. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, I think we're good now. So we just rewrote it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so there's the page. There's the draw. Congratulations. Oh, I usually do try to write it down. see. Tiffany. Yes, so Tiffany, please do send me my email. I'm hoping that she got the message. I don't think I've seen her type in here like yay or anything like that, but oh, she did say yay. Perfect. Awesome. So send me the email so we can get you prize. Okay, so stuck now. Okay, I think I'm fairly safe. So here's the layout, the finished-ish product, and I'm gonna add some journaling on here. If I need a little more space, I might add journaling up here and down here. We'll see. But yeah, I'll kind of keep it in that column. I think it turned out so good. Oh my gosh, I love that paper. So the paper is amazing and how everything kind of pulls together. Brielle says, this is so full of joy. I love it. So colorful. Yeah, it's the Color Fresh collection. Well, some of it is. So yeah, that's really great. Okay, let's pull these supplies a little bit together. I've got some lovely sequins that I haven't done anything with yet, so looking forward to that. And let's bring those up. Okay, so now is when I move on to the next part. Ooh, I didn't put any of that twine on there. Okay, well, I'm gonna let this sit for a few more minutes before I stand it up. I just think that it could probably use a moment. And then I'm going to start a pocket page. So let's show you what I got for that. Okay. Tidy up a little bit of this stuff. Have a quick drink of my tea. My lukewarm tea now. Ruth says, Alice, do you think the vellum adhesive would work on clear or printed plastic type pieces, like things made from transparency? I don't know, but I did just get a sample of it. So I can test it and find out. So how about if I do that? Let me write this down because my memory is super good when I write something down. I swear I have like 12 sticky pads here. But I have more. So I'm gonna write that down. So test the vellum. I don't know if it's gonna be strong enough to hold acetate, but also adhesive on acetate. So I'll make a little video maybe and I'll see if it works. And I can put together like a little video where I'm like, hey, this was an idea. Yeah. Now with so far, like with the vellum or with the acetate, I've just used like Staples, Brad's, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have a piece of it, a sample of the stuff on this desk somewhere. So I'll find it and I'll try it, give it a shot. Okay, moving on to a pocket page. So I printed off pictures from January. I wanted to start my 2019 year with a bang. So I have my January pictures. There's a beautiful sunrise. Yes, it has been color corrected, but it kind of feels like what I saw with my eyes, right? I've got a picture of me wearing my This Girl Loves Her Scrapbooking Sisters t-shirt. And then I have pictures of me and my best friend that had moved away and me with my husband going out for dinner. We go every week to the casino in our town because it has a $10 prime rib night. They have a special every Wednesday. So we kind of have this standing date. We go out for $10 prime rib every Wednesday. And then I have here pictures of me and my husband on our way to go to Phoenix last month for the Creativation. The one thing I did not print was I wanted to do kind of like almost like a contact sheet with me with some of the selfies I took with people. I've got a couple of pictures here of my nieces from their cheer competition. So the one picture's sideways or whatever. But yeah, I've got some pictures of them from their cheer competition. I love that we have little cheerleaders in our life. The girls, when we went over, we stopped at my son's house. And then also there's a book that I read. I actually read a book this year that was amazing. It was called Into the Abyss by Carol Shaven. And then there's a big picture here of some moose in my yard. If I don't have the right size for this, you know, whatever, I'll find a new spot. We had a great big bonfire for my husband's birthday. Like I'm talking like big bonfire. So that was the bonfire party. And we have my son playing with the hot coals the next day, and he also was tobogganing with our kayak down the hill to our pond, which is frozen. So, you know, all the little fun memories. My husband and I went and saw Aquaman at the theater, and then on one of our date nights to the casino, which is why I wanted to print this, he like stepped into the snow and made a giant smiley face. And I just thought, that's hilarious and I love it. And we actually could see it there the next week when we went back. So that was fun. Oh yeah, and we did like, we Marie Kondoed our bedroom. So I have a picture of that too. So there we go. So that's some of the highlights from January. And I wanted to do pocket page. So I have not pre-planned this. Obviously, you can see that I printed a lot of pictures in 3x4 kind of size because I find that it just lets me get more pictures onto the page. Because I'm starting a new album for January, I'm gonna start with fresh pocket pages. I don't have to work with something that I've already done. But I tend to use a couple of different things. So 12 by 12s where I have some verticals, and I like to pair that with a 12 by 12 where I have some horizontals. So one of my pages, like I do a double page, one has vertical photos, one has horizontal photos. So that's kind of my thing. I have lots of different options. They're kind of all just in like in a rolling cart here. So I'm just gonna pull out an option that has some vertical ones. This one has like the small 4x6 or 3x4s in the middle, but there's 4 vertical ones. And then I can do, what do I have more of? Let's see, I was doing verticals. I do have big horizontal photos, so yeah, I've got some horizontal. Good. Maybe I'll do an all horizontal page. Okay, so this one is all horizontal photos. Because I can always do a couple verticals and leave them in together or something, so that works for me. Okay, so next up, I kind of look to see where things are going to fit. And printing at home, I think, is definitely the key to making pocket pages work. If you don't print at home, I honestly don't know how you do pocket pages, because having the flexibility to say, this doesn't work, or I want to reprint this or whatever, that's been amazing for me. And then I also tend to add a lot of flip flaps, which are like little plastic sleeves that you can stick right to the pocket pages. And that way it lets me layer in and add more pictures and stuff. Okay, so horizontal. Okay. Ooh, I think I took a better picture of our bedroom. That picture is not the nicest. Okay, I'm gonna cut a couple of these apart, and then I can dive into making things look pretty. Okay. And there's like too many photos here. Like if you're looking at my stuff and saying, Alice, you're never gonna get that many photos, it's because I'm gonna layer them. So it makes it all work if you layer them. Okay, so I need the flip flaps. There's a pile of them on my desk right here, I think. Oh, they used to be there. I did clean up. Oh, I know. I put them actually away in my drawer. That one time when you were more organized than you thought you were. Okay, so we've got here a couple different kinds of flip flaps. So I've got some 3x4 ones, and I've got some 4x6 ones. Away? What is this you speak of, says Misty. Oh, yeah. Lila says, that always happens to me if I put something away that I normally have out. I can't find them. Maybe that's what happened with those little vellum sheets. I put them away. Where would away be? They're here on my desk, I promise. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm gonna need some of these because, of course, I don't want the whole page to just look like all the photos. I want to add some other little things into it as well. So I just create all the little flip-flappy layers, and that lets me do the stuff. So apparently I'm not the only one. Somehow I'm not surprised. Okay, let's stick the awesome moose into here. Oh, and I have a thing. Ooh, where is that? Wow, this is like really tight. Why is that so tight? Oh, yeah, this is way too tight. I'm just gonna cut a little bit off this picture. What's page? Oh, I've had those page protectors before. They've never been so tight. Oh, okay. That'll work. As you can tell, real fussy. There. That's going in there. This is going to go here. We're going to talk about my son. Oh, what have I done here? Let's see these stuff on things. Okay, reading books. And go into creativation. Date night at the casino and hanging with my friend. Date nights and going with friends, that can go into a flip flap. But I gotta rearrange this because that's a little different. Cool. So I will say that my my pocket pages are pretty stuffed. I have a lot of stuff on them. So if you're one of those people that's really inspired by those really clean, simple looking ones, that's not mine. That's not mine, let's be real, but it's all good. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, this is so pretty. Ooh, look at this little colorful strip that I have left over. I love it when the cutoff strips are beautiful. I could use the colors or I could use the plain, and I don't know which one I want yet, but Okay, so before I mentioned how my husband looks at me in photos, here's one. Although this one, he's looking at me really, really crazy. So, you know, just a crazy example of that. But, yeah, character. Okay, this can go on the card and the happy face. It's like covering too much of that card. It's like too pretty for me to cover so much of it. That's like super sad. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a different card because I can't sacrifice all of that. That's like perfectness right there. Oh, the challenges. Okay, is this 6 inches? Cool. I can put it on this and I'll live with it. There, yeah, building pocket pages for me is not as fun either. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's not as fun. But I have to tell you, looking back through the books and seeing that highlight of every month is so rewarding that, you know, even though this stuff to me isn't as fun, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And then on this one, I'm gonna add the words like right on the photo to say date night. Oh, and that's a different date night, isn't it? Yes. And this is gonna open to the side. So I'm just gonna stick it straight on the back and the casino one. There. Tina says that my hubby usually has a bored look or a goofy grin on his face. Okay, so I said in the beginning that I was going to make sure that we did not miss out on some show and tell. So does anybody have anything that they would like to show and tell or display for us? Because we would love to see what you've been working on. If you've done your load layout, then we would like to see that too. I just think that's really good. So if you are interested in doing show and tell, you can either like type in the thing and say I'll do it, or just go ahead and make sure your camera is on and just show us. It's all good. If you're doing digital stuff, we can also do a screen share. So that's like not so that's totally something you can do where we would actually see your computer screen. So everybody feels included. So. I don't see anybody like volunteering yet, but you know, it's totally safe to share. It's totally fine. Just saying. Okay, let's put this in here. Oh, I'm gonna put date night on there or something like that. Oh, maybe I can use one of these lovely words. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Not at least not for me. Oh, but Oh, did we have someone that's sharing? Okay. Misty is going to go.
All right, I'm on.
Okay, there we go. I'll put your video up so everybody sees it. Go ahead. Thank you. I'm so happy that you're sharing.
All right. Glad to be here. I'm working on load. And so this is what melts my heart is when my kids snuggle with the cats. I don't know if I've got some glare going on. I can't see myself. Anyway, that's just a quick share. I've still got to do my journaling.
So did you have to do all those hexagons on there, or was that part of your background paper?
It was a background paper, and it was actually from the Wild Hair kit. So I'm challenging myself not to use anything besides what's in the kit.
Cool.
I'm kind of making some of my own embellishments with the twine and using the hexagon shapes to build clusters. So,
yay.
There we go.
Leela says super cute. I love that hexagon background.
Thank you.
And Ruth says cute. I like the bit of bling on there too. Yay.
Yeah, I'm adding more bling, so I'm gonna get back to work and let somebody else share.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and Amy said that she has...
I said I could share next.
Okay. Awesome.
Amy? Okay. So the page that I'm working on an album from the summer of 2012. So I got this layout here.
Can you hold it a little bit higher? Thank you.
From Minnesota State Fair, 2012. When I went.
That looks like the ticket booth for when you're entering?
Yeah. And then the next page I've been working on, I'm going to do a little flip pocket in there. And I was just doing all the journaling on the back. So that's what I've been working on now. And
so you're using flip flap too? Like, or yeah. They're so fun.
The look of too much text on a page, but I wanted to tell the story. This was actually my second date with my now husband. So I wanted to tell the story behind it all and how our first date was only like an hour and a half. And then we went on our second date to the state fair and we were there for 12 hours. So,
well, the first one, you're just kind of testing it out. Okay, do I like them?
Yeah, so it was a pretty fun day. So that's what I'm working on.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Amy. Let's see if anybody else is wanting to share. Please feel free. See, it's not so scary. Everybody can do it. Ruth says, I love how this swirl paper works so well, and the flip flap. Great page. Teresa says, great work. And Tina says, beautiful pages, ladies. So, yay. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really fun when we get to have a peek in some other people's albums and what they're working on. So, this is going to go into this pocket here, and that's going to go on. And I'm going to keep working on this. But I thought maybe right now I would do a quick little share about stuff that I've been working on this month so you guys could have a peek, because I haven't been posting it anywhere other than the Load Gallery. Okay, so see the stack? This is what happens when you do Load. You get a stack full of stuff. And it's been so fun. So the page I did last night, I started off with the idea of Surrender Dorothy. So what is best advice that you've received? It was based on advice. Oh no, it wasn't the Surrender Dorothy. It was the haunted sign. Sorry, I wrote Surrender Dorothy on here though, didn't I? It was late by the time I was finished. Let's just say that. But this page ended up being about an idea. I went to a coaching seminar a couple years ago, and at the seminar, these guys presented and they talked about how they like to make their training fun. One of the things they would do is go to the water slide because it was a great workout with doing lots of stairs. And then they were able to have fun while they're doing their workout. And we just recently went to the water park, and I can attest that I did lots of stairs and it was a workout, but it was such a great idea and so much fun. And of course I had fun getting messy. Like, this is all texture paste on here, and I painted my background and did all kinds of fun stuff. I've got some vellum and yeah, all kinds of little fun bits there. So that was great. Before that, we had the bring the broomstick inspiration, where you had to scrapbook about a small task that was really a large task. Oh my, it says my connection is unstable. I really hate it when that happens. And it says use small and large embellishments. I totally didn't use large embellishments, but I did use some small embellishments. And I made this page, and like, don't you love how the little pieces dangle on there? Like, so fun. But under attack from killer mosquitoes, and it's just my husband making our deck, and you know, making the deck shouldn't have been such a big task, but when you have to wear like a balaclava on your head and have every little part of you covered because the mosquitoes were so bad that year, it was just crazy. So that was really fun, and I just love the little dangly bits. I actually sewed them on. So, you know, sewing, we're not usually friends, but I did it because, you know, I wanted the little pieces to be able to move. And then we had, for day 20, we were inspired by the great and powerful Oz. What makes you feel great and powerful? And use a photo of yourself was the technique. So I did this one. It's awesome. This is a picture from when my kids were really little, and they're not little anymore, but in my journaling that I wrote kind of around the photo like that, I talk about how being a mom is both the most powerful thing I've ever done, and it can feel amazing, but it can also be the thing that makes me feel the most powerless. And I kind of go into the detail on that. So that was fun. And then this one was inspired by the Surrender Dorothy. So I had that mixed up there. What would you write in the sky? Make a proclamation and use some sky embellishments. And I happened to have come across this beautiful cloud paper that had the sun on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that will be perfect. And so I found this picture of me as a kid with my little umbrella. And it says, when life gives you rain, jump in the puddles. So that was pretty fun. And then I talked about how I liked doing that when I was a little kid, and I played in the little streams. And this one was, day 18 was, we had to do something that was close to your heart or something like that. The Emerald City, what is the center of your world? So it was the Emerald City, and use emerald green. And that day I had a little extra time on my hands, and I created this whole book that day. So I just got down to it, and I've done other ones in other years, and I did my whole little Christmas book where I added my Christmas cards, and you can open everything up and see all the cards in here. And then I've got all the lovely things. And then inside some of the cards, I actually, if they had some of the Christmassy stamps and stuff on it, I actually cut those out and I put them inside the cards. And I've got little pieces that fold, so I can actually add a little bit more back in there. But things that flip out, and it was just so fun. Like, I had the best time putting this all together, making sure you could read the cards and everything that was in there. And some of the cards are like right into the binding of the book, like this one, but some of them are added to the pages depending on like the sizes and stuff of them. So I incorporated all of the Christmassy things that we did during the month, and it just, it was kind of like one of those days when I was just in the right frame of mind, and I was able to just dig in and really get right to it. So that was really fun. And yeah, so I've got all the cards. Oh, there's Brielle. And here, yeah, I saw Wynell's card actually in here. This was the card that my son helped me to create, and I got a picture of us making them, and I wrote the story inside the card, and then he signed the back, handmade by, so I got him to sign it, so that was really fun. And then on the back of the cards, I kind of covered the back of the cards because that's kind of boring usually, so I covered them so that I had extra space for telling more of our Christmas stories. So yeah, I had a hoot putting this together, and I can't wait to do the video for it because yeah, oh yeah, like showing off the card that I made, because I actually had my 18-year-old son help me make the card, so that was just like such a great moment for me. And yeah, like, so this one here is like a message from my aunt over in Wales, and so I included like her little postage return and the little postage stamps because, you know, it's kind of cool. There was like a little Christmassy letterbox on there and I just thought that was super fun to kind of have all of those pieces in here and all of the little interactive bits as part of our part of our Christmas story. And actually I ran out of photo paper this day which I didn't think I would do until I ended up printing a book. Yeah, so then I ran out of photo paper and I have to add our Christmas tree at the end. So I've got Christmas tree and a couple little Christmassy things that happened after Christmas to put in the back. But yeah, so that was super fun. I did a one based on the poppies from the Wizard of Oz, and it was nap time and you use flowers. And I pulled out this super, super old paper that I've had in my stash forever. There's like some vellum on there, and I didn't have the vellum sheets yet, so I had used like little brads that were also super old, and I just love how that all kind of came together. I did this one here with my son at West Edmonton Mall, and it was the crystal ball. So tell a story that you've witnessed but you're not part of. Use crystals or glass effects. So I have crystals and I have all the pictures that my son took, and he texted me some of them, but then he actually hooked me up with the rest when I told him what I was doing. So that was really fun. This one here was based on Dorothy. There's no place like home. Use blue and white, and it's more like blue and cream or teal and cream, but yeah, I was able to kind of talk about how having my boys home over the Christmas holidays was something that was really precious. This is that page I was telling you earlier where the journaling didn't really say what I wanted it to say, and so I had to replace it. And you can kind of see the scene here, which I would have loved to hide down here, but I couldn't get behind the little trees without ruining them, so it was what it was. But I was able to tell a better story the second time around, and I'm really happy that I took the time to replace that. And these are papers that I had bought in Hawaii like ages ago, I think in 2009 actually, on that trip. So it was time, and the little trees in Hawaii and stuff like that was all bought at a little shop that I found. Yeah, oh my gosh, do you guys want to keep seeing this or should we move on? Like, it's all good. Brielle says that worked out great. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came together. Like, that was fun. Yeah, so at the end of this month of scrapbooking, I'm going to show off like all of the stuff. I'll do like a flip through video, but that's just a little sampling of some of the stuff that I did this month. Very, very productive month. Oh my gosh, I just love those little tools and how they move around on there. Yeah, so super fun. And put that up there. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep working on this. I'm gonna leave the keep sharing, says Teresa. Show us. Oh, well, okay, since you're asking, I totally can. Like, I just don't want people to be like, okay, she's just showing us all her stuff. It's boring. This one here was inspired by lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. So what do you worry about, or how do you deal with your fears, or scrap an animal story? So, and then use the famous line to inspire your title. So I did not scrap about fears. I scrapped about how my son is obsessed with birds. And here we are at the zoo, and all he wanted to see were birds. So we went to the penguins, he saw the flamingos, he's standing there like a flamingo, which cracked me up, like, and ostriches and peacocks, he just loved it all. So penguins, flamingos, and peacocks, oh my. So that was fun. Oh, this is the one. Oh, I had fun with this one. This is one of those Paige Evans acetate sheets. And then when I put it onto this background, like it's an ombre kind of pink background, the flowers kind of didn't pop anymore. And so against the white, they popped out really awesome. So what I did was I took some vellum and I traced the outline of the flowers. And then I traced the vellum because I didn't have tracing paper or whatever. Like, it was my tracing paper. And then I traced that so I could cut out a piece of white to kind of go right behind that flower. So if you look in that corner there, you can kind of see there's white paper there in the corner. And in this corner as well, there's some white paper behind the flower part, but only behind the flower part. And then in between, so like behind the leaves and stuff, there's not, right? But in between, I did all of my journaling in the part that was going to show right there. And yeah, this one was inspired by the Tin Man. So scrapbook about someone or something that you love, use metallics or silver. So I've got some gold on this one. And I just talked about there's a lot of things for me to be happy about in my life. And there's, yeah, just some of the things that we do. So yeah, it was very fun. I was really proud of this next one. Ages ago, well, not ages, but like probably 2 years ago, I was in a scrapbook store and I found these chipboard, like raw chipboard kind of embellishments, and they looked like computer circuits. And so I took the raw chipboard and I embossed it with silver. And then I have created a little video. My son had made a video actually of him showing, he used a Raspberry Pi. It's like a little computer-y thing. And he made a card reader that you could open the garage door using his card reader, and it worked, and he programmed it and did all that stuff. And I think he was like 15 or something at the time. Yeah, and so I had done these, and I've got the little video linked to my YouTube channel. Like, it's not a public video, it's an unlisted video. So on YouTube, if you put a video as unlisted, anybody that has the actual link can go and watch it. But if you have it as public, of course, then anybody can watch it and you can search for them. But the unlisted ones aren't searchable, so people don't just accidentally see your videos. So it's a really good way if you're doing like videos where you want your family to see them, and you can send your family a link or something, but you don't necessarily want to have it as a public video on YouTube. I think my son would have been fine with that, but that's generally what I do with our family videos. But I was able to share the video, create the QR code, and so now when you take your camera, you scan the QR code and it brings up the video so you can watch the video. So I really love doing the pages with that. This one I used a laser cut file that I had bought when I was in Texas, actually. And I scrapbooked about one of the ScrapHappy family reunions that we did. And the yellow rose of Texas paper that is on here is actually stuff that I stamped myself. And our theme was sweet tea and tiaras. So I've got like a little silver tiara on there. So that was fun. And yeah, that was good. Oh, here's another one that with a QR code. My niece came over, and when she heard that I was a YouTuber, she was so excited because she had asked Santa for a camera for Christmas so she could be a YouTuber. And Ruth says, cute theme, sweet tea and tiaras. Yeah, oh my gosh, we had so much fun with it. Yeah, so when my niece came over, she did a crafty thing so we could make a YouTube video, and it is public on my YouTube channel, but I've included the QR code. And yeah, I had like this little acetate sheet with the pencil crayons, and I thought it was so cute. And she had a little project that she'd made. It was like, it had this frame, and then she made it like a TV, and you could move the little characters because they were like on sticks, kind of like. It was adorable. Like, oh, she's so crafty, and she's like only 6 or 7 years old. 7, I think she's 7. Yeah, our grandpa's birthday, and I used some fun birthday papers, and it was gold. Our theme for this one was the Munchkin Scrapbook, a celebration. Use small embellishments and bright and bold colors. So birthday was perfect. Oh, for the one with my niece, it was Glinda the Good Witch of the North. Scrap something good and use pink and sparkly. So easy. This one here was day 7. It was based on the ruby red slippers, and Scrapbook about a favorite wardrobe accessory or outfit. For technique, use red and sparkle. And I had done this page for that, and the paper actually is shiny. It's like embossed kind of, and then I've got like sparkles and more sparkles, and this is shiny and sparkly. And I talk about my love of lip gloss. So in here, I'm like, I love lip gloss and lip balm. I always have them in my pocket and on my desk and everywhere. And I'm not kidding, because there's like a big bowl of them on my desk. So, and oh, no, I don't have one in my pocket yet this morning. So that was super fun. I just kind of brought up my girly side. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Oh, this one was day 6. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Scrap about a time you were in an unfamiliar environment. Thank you. Try a new artistic technique or something you don't do very often. So I started off by watercoloring the background paper, and I got this nice subtle look by using one of Vicky Bouton's art crayons or a distress crayon or something. I did that. And then I ombre inked my titles because they were kind of like, I don't know, like brown craft color. It's not my thing. But yeah, I was able to like make them fun, and they're glossy because I added like some crystal effects kind of stuff over top. So that was, yeah, really fun. So my brown boring title turned into something colorful and ombre, and I was really happy with how that came together. And of course, like, it's got donuts on it because I told a story about how the first time I went to Creativation to film Creativation videos, I was going to do these booth tours, and I'd never done that before, but I knew other people had done it, and I'm like, it's a thing. It's okay. We can do it. And I'd heard like Noelle and Izzy had said that they weren't going to be going to do it anymore. I'm like, well, somebody has to. So I told my husband, and he's like, okay, let's go do it. Here he's literally unpacking some of the stuff because he had some equipment shipped right to the hotel. And luckily I ran into friends there because those are my only photos that I had of us actually there. Like, you know, I was on camera a ton and I had all my selfies with people, but you know, my friends actually gave me those photos. But I love that 2 of my friends took the photo at the same time, and like I ended up with 2 of them, so it was just great. But on our way in, my husband saw a guy with a box of donuts, and he's like, oh, where'd you get the donuts? And he's like, oh, I picked them up on my way in. And you know, they're chatting about the donuts. He's like, oh, what are you here for? Like, what brings you to the show? And we're like, oh, we're gonna go and do booth tour videos. He's like, oh, you should come by my booth, like come by our booth. And I'm like, cool, what's your booth? And he's like, American Crafts. he was the VP of sales for American Crafts. And I was like, I'd love to. That's amazing. So he actually had a girl from the company like facilitate my interviews, and like I'd never done this before, so I was like, but I had this very official looking microphone, although now it's even better because we blinged it up and I've got like this microphone flag and all. But you know, you're holding this microphone, you look really legit, even if it's your first time and you've never done an interview in your life. But it turned out super fun and it was really great. Anyways, day number 5 was inspired by the Twister, the Cyclone Tornado, tell a story with a twist, and use some doodles. This was my son who made his own birthday cake. So that was like the little twist on the story. And this paper line, I love it. So I had my store custom order in these thickers because they have little candles on them, and I've wanted to use them forever and I've never used them. And I ordered them last year. Yeah, so I was really excited to use some of that collection. It's called the Happy Hooray collection from Pebbles. And it was like the birthday line that when I saw it, I just fell in love with it. So, this technically is a little doodle. It's like a cake that I drew. It's not a pretty one, but I doodled, I tried. Like I thought I would do like little swirls. Oh, and technically there's little dots all over the background. So I don't know if you can see the little dots. Is that doodling? I don't know. Does it count? I'll count it. And like I said, I don't have to follow the prompt, but I like following the prompts. And then, okay, for day 4, scrapbook about, okay, so it was inspired by the storm cellar, or a safe place or escape, or a place that you hang out. Also use layers of pattern paper. So that was part of our prompt. So I did this page, and I have to say, like, I still look at this and I just like, oh, I love it. Like, it just felt so fun. So I loved this background paper so much. It was from Webster's Pages, Dream On, or Dream in Color drifting paper. But I loved the paper so much. So I had a really hard time, but I took a craft knife and I actually cut sections of the circles, like inside the little floral circles. I cut them out so I could back in behind with different colors of papers and stuff. And I had this barn board, and this is like me down in my parents' old yard with the old barn. And you know, I spent so much time playing down there as a kid, and just have all these stories, and I used to dream about fairies and come up with little stories in my head. And I created a little shaker, so you can see this is like a little shaker pocket on the page that, you know, has some like little stars and stuff in it. I got a little fairy on here. But then for my journaling, I've got like this little pull up little flower that kind of tucks in behind, so that I could have done more journaling. But yeah, I've got this little pull up little thing here. So it was just super fun. I had a great time putting that together. This one was day 3, inspired by Auntie M. Something that's misunderstood. So she seems really rough and gruff, but she's kind of a big softie, and you know, she's very concerned about Dorothy. Something misunderstood, and use something soft. And I talked about how we actually use our hot tub more in the winter, even though it seems unlikely because it's so cold outside. Because the weather is, even though it's cold in the summer, if we have mosquitoes in the evening, right, that tends to be the time we want to go sit in the hot tub, is in the evening. And then you have to deal with mosquitoes, and we like to stare at the stars and stuff. So I don't want to put like screens and stuff over, but yeah, so I just talked about that. Ooh, and this one was fun. For day 2, our theme was inspired by Technicolor, scrapbook about a surprise, and use black and white papers with color photos, or vice versa. So I did kind of do black and white, but I added gold with it as well. I had this big chipboard clock face, and I used the Heidi Swap foil flakes, and I covered it with foil flakes, and I never played with that before. It's like super messy, but it was fun. Will I do it again? Not right away, let's be real, but it was really fun. And then I did a little bit of splats on there as well. But I told the story about how I'd wanted to create this gallery wall, and it's beautiful on the wall in my bedroom, but I laid it all out on a sheet and I rearranged everything, and it took me 3 months. And then I finally got them put up onto the wall, and I never put pictures in it. And they sat for 3 years on my wall with empty frames. So, yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted black and white photos or if I wanted color photos. So finally I just said, I'm going to just do color photos. I'm going to stick them up on the wall. It's going to be wonderful. It was our travel photos from over the years, different places we've traveled, and it looks amazing. And then there was an extra surprise twist because at the end, my husband helped me clean up our bedrooms. You know, he was like all surprised to see the photos, and he watched that Marie Kondo thing on Netflix. Okay, and finally, last one. Our day number 1 was inspired by Somewhere Over the Rainbow, scrapbook about a dream come true, use rainbow. And so I scrapbooked about going to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios to have butterbeer for my birthday. And it almost came true, although they ended up having a hurricane and actually closing the park on my birthday. So we ended up having our flights delayed like 5 times, which was insane, and everything got rescheduled 5 times. But in the end, it all worked out. We ended up getting there a couple days later, but I've got my little story hidden in there, and I was able to tell all that and use some stamps and stuff, and yeah, I had lots of fun. Okay, so that's a load so far. And other than the story, you guys have seen my page for today. So that was good. And that's it. Man, it's been a month. And now I have to finish my pocket page. We'll see how far I get with that today. Maybe I'll finish that tomorrow, and that'll be my load page for tomorrow. We'll see. Amy says, I'm in a cold weather climate and I love outdoor hot tubbing in winter. I know, it's the best. It totally makes sense, even though it seems like maybe it wouldn't. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me for today. I hope that you had some fun. Thank you to Misty and Amy for sharing some of your project that you've been working on. We really love seeing it. So thanks for doing some show and tell with us today. That's really fun. Congratulations to Tiffany, the winner of the Wild Hair Kit. I'm assuming she's probably already emailed me so that she can claim her prize and get her kit. So we'll try to get that sorted right away. And Brielle says, thanks, Alice. Missy says, thanks all for hanging and Alice for hosting. I love doing this. We will do this again in March. I do not have my date yet, but I'm looking at dates right now. I'll try to send out a save the date so that we have that out a little bit sooner too. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that I want to say. Just thanks for joining me today. It's been really fun. Deidre says, thank you, Alice. Leela says, off to find the February sketch. Yes, Leela, in the membership, when you're logged in, underneath that members only tab, there's sketches. It just says sketches, and it brings all of the sketches up in one place. If you've used the February sketch and you're in the ScrapHappy group, share your layout on the post. It's in the announcements on our Facebook group, because then we're going to have a draw, and it's for a sequin pack from Spiegel Mom Scrap. So you can win one of those. Yeah, so perfect. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're interested in some of the stuff that you've heard me talking about, you want to know more about load challenges, join the email list at scraphappy.org/subscribe. That's the best way to get information about upcoming activities. You'll also find out about these Scrapbook Live things like we do right now. We also do a Scrap Smarter session every month where we bring in an instructor and they teach us something cool and new for scrapbooking. We have lots of fun stuff going on. Some of it is just for members and some of it is for everybody else. So if you're on that list, you'll hear about the things that you can come participate in with us. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and happy scrapping, guys. Bye.